Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. BTM here, bringing you match 23 in our series. It is me playing Spain, facing 1v1 against a person playing Ottoman on the map Pantagodia, whatever, something. I didn't quite catch the beginning of the map because it was a one-on-one. The map loaded very, very fast. It was a quick search match. I just said one-on-one, quick search, see who was available to play. And this is what we got. Right away, the first thing I know about the map, just from experience, is that there's a little bit of a trade route on both tops of the map. So there's a little bit of a trade route above my town, there's a little bit of a trade route above his town. And that kind of automatically already puts the game kind of in a maybe even footing in terms of that we're both going to have access to a trade route, which is important for both of our civilizations, Ottoman and Spain respectively, and we're not going to have to work super difficult to defend it because the trade route is located solely behind our town. I did find my second hunt right away, right off the bat pretty quickly, and I did split up my dog and my explorer to send them different directions. Now, because I'm playing an Ottoman, I'm expecting a Janissary rush, so I am most definitely not going to go for my fast fortress. I've always heard that fast fortresses struggle against Janissary rushes, so I'm going to kind of try to do a little bit of a crossbow rush, kind of a little bit of a made-up strategy, which, again, isn't necessarily the best. My made-up strategy, though, will be derived from my original strategy, I know, which will be to make 13 villagers, age up, and go from there. So that's kind of what I'm going to try to do here. Might not be the best, but we're going to see it. We're going to just play it as it is. I haven't had time to look up any more Spain strategies, unfortunately, so I'm just doing what I can do. I get my first shipment pretty quickly, which is nice. I have my rush deck I made, and I'm going to send 3 villagers right off the bat. I don't know quite what to expect. I haven't looked at his deck yet, but I will look at his deck soon. And I remember looking at his deck and thinking, what in the world is he doing? He didn't have any of the normal cards, and I think if I had looked at his deck and seen what he was doing, I think I probably would have chosen to go for a fast fortress. But we'll get into that a little bit later when I actually have some time to look at his deck. So because I know I'm going to try to rush, and that, by the way, is my third hunt right there, because I know I'm going to try to rush, I'm definitely going to be looking at, getting 13 on food, and then splitting a food wood split when I age. And here we go. Here, look at his deck. Not a single military unit card. He's got an arsenal card, a farming card, several upgrade cards. Very, very, I don't know. That's a weird deck to use as Ottoman. Maybe he thought I was going to fast fortress, so he tried to bring in a deck that was a little bit more suited for a longer term. I'm not sure. But as I was saying, I'm going to try to put everybody, all 13 or 14, I guess I made one more than I intended. I'm gonna put everybody onto the resources, onto food to begin with to get to the second age, and then I'm gonna split up again. I'll put a majority onto wood, that way I can get houses and barracks up fairly quickly, and then my new villagers will come out onto food. And that's kind of my plan right off the bat, because again, remember, crossbowmen are 40 food, 40 wood. So we're gonna have to have a okay. So we're going to have a fairly even split. I chose to age, though, with 2 settlers, and I did that for a very interesting reason. I know that the Ottoman's only infantry unit in the early age is Janissaries. Janissaries are absurdly overpowered for this point in the game. One-on-one Janissaries match up very, very well with crossbowmen. So I decided to go with the 2 settlers because I figured having a little bit of a stronger economic base would be a benefit against the Ottoman. So that's kind of my rationale there. And I began to think at this point, I'm like, did I get the short end of the trade route stick? I mean, is there a third one around here somewhere? So I was kind of a little bit bummed at this point, but we'll see what happens. I haven't sent my next card yet. Partially probably because I wasn't sure what to send, and partially because I might not have noticed it just yet. And yeah, at this point, like I said, I'm kind of like, uh-oh, I only got 2. Talk about getting the short end of the stick. I didn't rush out to grab those trade posts, by the way, and the reason why is because I knew they were coming, and I already have a little bit of an experience boom. So because I have advanced trade posts in my deck right now, I decided to wait until I had sent the advanced trade post card before I built the trade post, because that means I'll save 80 wood per each trade post, and considering I'm going on a wood intensive strategy, having an extra 240 wood saved up from using that card was a smart choice. I do send that villager down, though, to go get my third or fourth herd by this point. We've done a pretty decent job herding, getting everything in the local area at least, so that's not bad. I finally do look at my deck, and I think I was waiting until the second age, that's why I didn't ship it, and I sent crossbowmen right off the bat, and I think I do that just because there's the most numbers of them, I think. I'm not sure. I don't have any bowmen, or I'm sorry, crossbowmen cards in this deck, so I sent pikemen. I'm sorry if I got my words mixed up there, guys. Anyway, so, I don't know, a little bit of a weird playing strategy so far by my part, but like I said, I'm just trying to make it up as I go along. I haven't faced an Ottoman one-on-one ever before with Spain and Rush, so I'm kind of, you know, I know what I should do in theory, you know, like what beats Janissaries and this and that, but theory and application can be different. Notice at this point, though, that I do have a 9-8 split on food and wood, which is pretty decent, and I'm getting my barracks up, so all around very good. I'm not putting any emphasis on gold. I'm not gathering any of it yet. I will start to gather some when I do make a market and buy some upgrades, which I will do. So shame on you if you didn't think I was. And I do send the trade postcard. And I think that's the reason why I waited to send that previous shipment before this, was because I did want to get men with my second shipment rather than a benefit. Which, I don't know, we can debate the value of that decision later. At this point, though, I mean, it's kind of interesting. He hasn't attacked me yet, but I'm just getting up my barracks, which, to not be attacked by 5 minutes 30 seconds in the game is kind of surprising at this point. So we're going to hopefully get some crossbowmen out to back up those pikemen, and hopefully we'll stop him from just killing us with a bunch of Janissaries. That's my expectation, at least. What am I going to do? I do shift my new villagers to go to wood, by the way, because I have 12 on food, and I think that's more than enough to keep up villager production and steady crossbowman production. So we're going to do that, and we're going to make more on wood, and make some musketeers with my next batch. Even though I'm only going to be able to make 2 or so, I do want to kind of let wood have a little bit of a breather so I can start grabbing those trade posts, because that to me is very important. I actually have my explorer here make some war dogs. I end up only making 2 though, not the 4 I originally clicked. And the reason why I do it is I realize that there's 2 ways around the map. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to kind of make a little bit of a war dog wall, maybe is the right word, on the other side. That way I can at least see if he's coming. It won't allow me to stop him, but it will give me enough time to hopefully swing some men around to there and defend. I totally missed the fact, though, that Red was building a wall at this point. And again, really confusing. I mean, he's acting like he's turtling, but he's Ottoman, which is a premier rushing civilization, so go figure, right? I realize at this point this wall is somehow completely built under my watch, but he doesn't seem interested in defending it, so I'm just going to let it be. And I'm going to send the 600 wood as my next card, because my goal is to grab the other 2 trade posts, get a market, and get some houses going, and hopefully even another barracks, although I don't think I can do all that with 600 wood. But I do also have now 10 villagers on wood, so my economy is doing pretty strong. It is pretty strong at this point, doing pretty well, I guess I should say. So, moving on. Managed to poke a hole in the wall, and I'm surprised. I mean, it makes me wonder if he's fast fortressing at this point. Kind of a thought going on through my head, but no evidence of that yet, so I didn't know quite what to do, and I decided to take a cue from him and build a wall across the other side, thinking, you know what, why not? You know, we have those guys, but why not? So I'm building a wall across the other side. I'm making sure production's staying good. Look at that, things getting done all around pretty nicely at this point, and I think I'm going to send. Oh, I didn't have a shipment available. I do think for my next shipment I'm going to send a team early infantry training faster, just because I'm going to want to, when I am under some pressure, I'm going to want to be able to spam out crossbowmen really fast, because like I said, I know they're not going to match up super excellently. He's going to have probably a great kill ratio this game just because of how bad crossbowmen tend to be. So, at this point, though, I realize it's kind of ridiculous for me not to have any pressure on him, and since he seems so interested in kind of hiding in his side of the world, I'm going to hopefully be able to kill him a little bit and get some pressure on him. That's kind of like my thought at this point. So we do finish up building this wall, though. Again, I feel like I control the middle of the map, you know, which is a traditional chess thing, you know, control the middle. So I feel like I control the middle, so I'm not in the end of the world. I do buy the wood chopping upgrade, you know. You guys, you know, I know I never build a market, but I do in this game. So I control the middle, so I feel kind of safe marching forward. I do buy stagecoach upgrade, by the way, for my trading post, which means it'll come faster and I'll have more options on what I want to make. And I end up sending a villager down on the map a little bit, so I can make some barracks solidly on his side and really start to put the pressure on him, I feel. Because I have no doubt that he can beat me militarily, but if he's not going to put pressure on me, I'm going to put pressure on him, hopefully get the tempo, which we've mentioned before. So, at this point, though, I did buy all the first age market upgrades, you know. Woohoo, yay for market upgrades, right, guys? See, I'm learning. I listen to you guys. I care. But, going to do that, and I'm going to hopefully just start marching around his town a little bit and maybe draw some attention, draw some fire, cause him to freak out, see what's going on. Is he massing cavalry? Should I not be making crossbowmen? Like, what is this guy doing, you know? And then, why am I being stupid enough not to have rushed him, I guess? I guess I didn't rush because I was expecting him to rush rush, you know, so I kind of sat back, and I don't think I did a great job turtling either, but like I said, random match. This is just the way the match ended up, I guess. So keep villagers going. Now got 7 on gold, 8 on wood, and probably total about 10 on food. I know some are in transit right now. I am going to shift my trading post now that I have the stagecoach upgrade all to food. I really want to beef up that food industry, I think. And I am going to build another what? I'm going to build another barracks there. So now I have 2 outside of town. So if I do hopefully want to start spamming units of some variety, I will. Now you might be wondering why I didn't go with Rolladorios. I know Rolladorios are generally an excellent choice. However, Rolladorios get absolutely slaughtered by Abyss guns. And because I knew that, I was like, well, I'm not going to make a unit that will not survive against the unit he might be massing, you know what I mean? So I decided to go for crossbowmen. Even though they're not going to do much better for Abyss guns, they're cheaper and easier to get than Rolladorios, so that's kind of why I chose to go with them. But I do start making some Rolladorios, just because I do now have a huge stockpile of gold, and I think, you know what, this probably is not a bad idea to kind of get a little bit of Rolladorios out there, because I have seen nothing from him for so long. I'm beginning to think he's got to be massing cavalry, or, I mean, this isn't a fast fortress, it's 10 minutes into the game, right? So, I mean, I had no idea what to do, what to make of his actions at this point. So, that's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing. I did make one of my traditional mistakes. I kind of got a little bit behind in housing, but fortunately we're okay on wood, so it's not the end of the world. And I'm hopefully going to steal a second of his trading post. And like I said, I'm just trying to screw with him a little bit here. Like, I don't know what he's doing. He might be fish booming. That's actually something I didn't think of at all during the game. And out comes maybe 20 Janissaries all in melee mode, which means it's basically a foot race. He won't catch me. He won't catch me, so that's good. I'm going to send those Rolladorios to go kind of raid his town a bit while I run. And I'm going to run back through my town, get behind my gate, and hopefully just pick him off just a little bit. I mean, at this point, he's got to be thinking that I'm messing with him. I mean, I am literally just running around just to screw with him. And he stops, so I kind of want to keep luring him there. So I shoot that one Janissary, and I don't even kill it with a volley from maybe, what, 7 crossbowmen, 2 musketeers, and 8 pikemen. So I know that this army is going to get killed if it tries to fight the big Janissary horde over there. So I am going to cancel those Rolladorios and resume making pikemen, I think, at this point. Because resume making crossbowmen, because Rolladorios aren't going to do anything against those pikemen. Let's just be honest here. So that's kind of what I got going on. I have a lot of gold, and I'm thinking, you know what, I'm just going to go to the next stage, why not? We'll get a Carvel. If he is doing anything on the ocean, it'll be a nice way to fuck it up, because he hasn't seen me do anything on the ocean. I'm sorry, I think that's the first time I've ever dropped the F-bomb on YouTube. I'm in a really bad mood today, though, so I apologize if you're offended. I'll try to keep my speech clean. I don't enjoy profanity. I don't think it's cool, so I'm sorry, guys, again. But anyway, so if he's doing anything on the ocean, we'll be able to mess with it a little bit, get some pressure going on him. So that's kind of our goal there, I guess. He is burning our wall, but again, I got a nice-sized group of Rolladorios marching in his town, and that's going to kind of lure him back. And he's got another second army of Janissaries running around, so at this point, it's like, wow, you got all these men just chilling, you know? But, I feel pretty confident in my ability to beat him, even though I think score-wise he's pretty ahead of me, maybe? Yeah, score-wise he's pretty ahead of me, but I think I can comfortably now just spam crossbowmen, and that's what I'll need to do to beat him. And I'm going to count on the fact that crossbowmen are cheaper than Janissaries by a fairly decent amount in order to beat him. So that's kind of what my mentality is at this point. Let's just spam crossbowmen until we win the game. Again, spamming doesn't always work, but it's a rush, and all I've seen from him are Janissaries. So I think, why not, right? So that's kind of my plan. I did send 5 villagers. Again, really trying to keep my economy moving nice and steadily. So now I'll have 12 villagers on food, with the trade post providing me 86 food 3 times, or like about every other second or something, in addition to 25 on wood, and that's more than enough to just keep pumping out crossbowmen. So I know he's going to start. If I were him, I would totally push back. I mean, he's killed 2 of my armies, so I'm expecting something coming from him, and here it comes, and that is a humongous amount of Janissaries. Like, wow, alright. That's what, 30 or 40 maybe? Nah, probably 30, but that's still a pretty good-sized amount of Janissaries, and I accidentally walked that dumb villager into the war, and I always hate it when villagers get involved in wars when they're supposed to be building barracks. It's because of my own bad micromanagement. Anyway, as you may notice, the Janissaries are decimating me. The Janissaries are in melee mode, just killing me completely. Now, if I had looked a little bit to my right here at the ocean where I had my caravel, I would have probably noticed that there were some fishing boats, but not yet. I noticed that after the game. So I didn't notice that yet, though. However, like I said, I can't afford to keep pumping out crossbowmen, and that's what we're going to do. So even though his army's raping mine, you know, I can just afford to keep making more. So it's not bad at all. And it does appear on the other side of the map, in the bottom left, he's doing something opposing my wall. Looks mostly like he's building his own wall, I guess. So I guess it's a reasonable choice at this point. But I wasn't really planning to attack there. I mean, I got a pretty good advantage on him right here as it is. And yeah, I guess okay, so I do send my ship to kind of go scout around a little bit, and I guess this is where I would have seen if I looked a bunch of fishing boats, but I shipped right, I went right by them. I totally missed it, so I'm sorry. I didn't play super well this game, but again, we managed to kill him. We got the upper hand, like I said. We can afford to spam these units for sure, and so that's going to really give us the advantage we need to win this game, hopefully. So we're about to finish off the last of his Janissaries wave, and we're going to get these cannons in here and attacking. And now at this point, we're going to have a good crossbow and cannon army, and we're going to just start pushing, because that's what we got to do. And he resigns, probably realizes, alright, it's the end at this point, but he had a huge fishing fleet, which I totally missed. And I guess on a water map, I really should have paid more attention or utilized the water more, because if he had held on, I mean, we would have been in some serious trouble there. So thank you for watching. Wasn't the best strategy by my part or the best gameplay by my part, but it was just something I recorded and had to put out here today. I haven't had much time lately, and I won't, at least for this initial week, just because I got some huge chests coming, to really do a lot of effort to set up matches. So, I mean, any matches I bring you for the next few days will likely just be quick search, whatever happens matches, unfortunately. But we will try to make some sense in the shambles and do a good job. Anyway, looking over the post-game, I guess some things if you want to look back and notice. Our villager count, he killed me. He also killed me in total units killed. And I go back to look at the map, and the one thing I am going to check is I'm going to look at his total experience, and we're going to see that he likely had his trading posts on giving him experience rather than resources, and that's probably what gave me the heads up at the end of the game, because I wanted to check. So I go here to see, and indeed, he way outgathered me in experience, so that's probably why. So either way, it was a good game. I enjoyed playing it. It's always fun to try something new, do something. So until I see you guys next time, thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and happy hunting.
See?